It all began on June 5th on this year. The infamous guy known as this guy alerted me to a funny phenomenon occurring in the main lobby of Hypixel. So without further ado I logged on to Hypixel and bore witness to the admin guy known as MiniCloonAdmin, and around 100 other men in the same lobby, all trying to get his attention. Of these 100 men, there were several infamous Hypixel players I knew from infamous Hypixel guilds such as Infamous The Realm 7 and Infamous Riceblades 11, from the old days playing Skyblock. Upon seeing these acquaintances, all sense of self-moderation and seriousness left the communication methods of myself. In other words, I began trolling. While everyone else around me was begging MiniCloon to unban their friends, I was basically dumping randomly generated jokes. One of which involved fellow gamer Mouse Odious. I stated that he resided at these coordinates. Disclaimer. It is quite obvious it is fake since it is impossible for coordinates to have west and east at the same time. Anyways, fast forward a few minutes and I had decided to switch activities, therefore leading to me exiting the server. For a few weeks I did not touch public servers at all. But when I attempted to make my underlying dramatic return to Hypixel, it was revealed that I was now permanently banned. And that the reason for this would be revealed once I got a response from the support team. But I lied. This story does not begin on June 5th. It actually began on April of 2021. The infamous guy known as Hellcastle alerted me to a funny phenomenon occurring in the Skyblock hub lobby. So I logged on to Hypixel and bore witness to 50 players protesting against the most recent update by auto-clicking particles everywhere in an attempt to crash the server. But I also met several acquaintances. So I began making randomly generated jokes while I was nicknamed as whatever this is. And then I was permanently banned due to security concerns caused by pretending to be hacked by infamous player 2NFG. But what most people do not know is that I go by lots of names was unbanned after explaining myself to support, which I didn't really show on YouTube because it didn't really matter. So while it may seem that this channel has escaped the grasp of Hypixel, Hypixel Skyblock in reality is unescapable, because I still did a few questionable things on the server after being unbanned. On April, I still had a few billion coins, and all of them would be wasted on frivolous causes over the next several months. In August of 2021, after involving myself with infamous guild Necron, I witnessed the downfall of two of the richest players in the game, which was complained about before the admins shut down the discussion. But the aftermath was something only a few know. These two players, along with some of their friends, decided to share a new Minecraft account and fuse their old names together into FoodieUV. Its goal was to speedrun Skyblock, with several people from different continents logging on during different time zones to grind 24/7. And this was financially supported with my leftover coins. Unfortunately, the project was shut down due to being banned once again. Around the same time an entire Minecraft album was released by the Necron Guild, commemorating all of the cheating and macroing.
Necron's legit, and if you say they ain't, you capping. Yo, said it, yo, PC so long, yo.
And there were a few cameos bought from a man called Fat Man to discuss the socio-economic issues of Hypixel Skyblock.
That's the point of grind. You're just trying to work yourself to death. For what? What is causing you to work yourself this hard, or game this hard? What do you think you're going to get out of it? Let me tell you realistically what you will get out of it. You're going to go to the hospital a lot faster, okay? Your eyes are going to deteriorate, your brain's going to deteriorate, your arm muscles and your neck muscles and your neck structure and your back structure is going to deteriorate. Your social skills are going to go downhill. You're going to become a actual live hermit crab.
This was supposed to be covered in a documentary, but I was distracted by another funny idea. The 2NFG channel. It originally started around February of 2021, around the same time that shorts and other low-quality videos began flooding the entire YouTube website, which included Hypixel Skyblock content. And we had an idea. What if we made a new channel except everything we made was a parody of these short spamming individuals? I became 2NFG's editor and began making the unfunniest videos possible. Making something so unfunny that it fell in between being so bad that it was good, and being actually
Ground Zero.
This continued until July when I created an extremely sad movie where 2NFG gets donated 50 kilotons of TNT and canonically becomes not alive. And then it was resumed in December when I was hired to edit once again, which was basically just putting red circles over everything. And then he probably quit. At around the same time my financial support was sought once again, by the individual known as Single. The backstory is that Single had lost 300 million coins due to buying a god potion from the auction house on accident. So to commemorate this loss he decided to create a god potion museum, which was a giant god potion monument with even more god potions inside on display. I donated around 50 of my potions to attempt to fill the museum, but it would soon prove to be impossible to finish the project because it required far too many potions to complete. So there was yet another attempt at making a museum. This time, the theme was the history of United States presidents. We would set up 52 item frames containing items that were renamed to every president. This would be done with the server's Cake Soul system. A Cake Soul is an object that changes its name to the name of any player you left-click on. And if you combine this with the nickname feature that came with YouTube rank, which let me rename myself to nearly anything, this was overpowered. So I spent hundreds of millions of coins purchasing Cake Souls and setting my nickname to every president up until Joe Biden. And Single would use me to rename all 52 Cake Souls for each president, which was put on YouTube for the public to witness. This pinnacle of achievement was also posted on Reddit, but was deleted for being too political. Notable mention: when the project was halfway done, the auction house ran out of Cake Souls, so we bought some more from the prosperous individual known as Ben Clark, who was also involved in Hell Castle's museum until the admins changed the Cake Soul feature and made Cake Souls 50 times less funnier. Anyways, once that was over, me and Single would soon be involved in the funniest guild in Hypixel, aka Fishy Cult. It was here that I donated harebrained quantities of my leftover coins to random people such as YM Cat Lord, to fund his pursuit of he who shall not be named on my channel. And I also found Jonathan Arbuckle here, which is basically the guy that the Create Above and Beyond skeleton is named after. And then came the mega co-op hosted by Deo Time, which probably has around 10 hours worth of absolutely captivating Minecraft history. This includes the Great Heart of the Mountain 3 race, which could be covered in a 5-part documentary series. But the main idea is that Single raced Infamous player 15 hours to see who could get Heart of the Mountain 3 first. And Single won after I distracted 15 hours for 2 minutes. At around the same time I placed down signs with the entire IP address copy-pasta from the Caterpillar Guy video, but ironically I wouldn't be banned for personal information jokes until June. Shortly after that I joined the guild known as Kansas, which was basically a retirement home for players who got bored of the game. At this point I basically had no valuable objects left. And basically everyone I knew from 2020 and 2021 had quit by now. So I could rest in peace, until my final trolling on June. And according to the response from support, I was indeed banned for joking about the coordinates of Mouse Odious, since I had apparently shared private info about him. This response came 2 months after my original email. So I am not exactly sure if it is possible to become opposite of banned in a timely fashion. Anyways, this marks the end of my 3-year existence on Hypixel. I find it rather surprising that the reason I got banned was for the Mouse Odious joke, rather than all of the other semi-nefarious trollage I have partaken in for the past 2 years. Showing that what really matters is how good you're at not getting caught. This final video on Hypixel will probably clear up some confusion around whether I am returning to this server, because I shall no longer create documentaries on the biggest MMO server in Minecraft. Instead, the chosen one has been chosen to be Hell Castle, with a higher focus on quality rather than quantity. So not all hope for Skyblock is lost. Anyways, I will celebrate the end of my Hypixel journey by visiting my old Skyblock island on my alt account and putting explosion green screens over everything. This is truly so sad. The island is now destroyed. and the voices will finally stop telling me to play Hypixel Skyblock. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, turn off adblock and subscribe. And shout out to the channel members who joined before memberships were disabled.